as were you, Lonzo, because I know you like playing with that NWA acronym. Not without Lonzo.
Alonzo.
Yes, indeed.
Not without Lonzo. Lonzo said, wouldn't nobody NWA,
CMW.
CMW. He just said CMW.
I did say CMW. CMW, NWA, CIA, and a bunch of other initials and littles and lokes and shit. Wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be doing what they doing.
So you had a
That's why I came down today, man.
You came down today. Lonzo said he wasn't having it. He said, not without Lonzo. Not without Lonzo.
A lot of niggas came through Lonzo's presence as far as, that door as far as getting getting a shot into the music biz, because there was not a lot of fucking West Coast artists here before, Lonzo, the Wrecking Crew, and shit, I couldn't even name nobody before then, if you ask me.
Tiny T was for me. Tiny T came out right. We came out real close.
I listened to Todd because, Todd was from my neighborhood. He was from Tragnew.
Okay.
So Todd had TDK tapes. That's where I knew Todd from. I knew Wrecking Crew from Surgery, the 12-inch. That's where I got introduced to the Wrecking Crew. But as far as records, all I knew was y'all as far as putting out records. Were you, Egypt,
Right.
Unknown had Techno Hop.
Right.
He was putting out, bass records and the first fucking Ice-T records.
Right.
Then you had fucking Dream Team and Rockberry Jam and all of that. So
That shit right there was all because we were all dance promoters, all DJs. The whole era, the whole generation was totally different back then. All we did was gave dances and chase chicks. That's all we did.
So that's
made
why y'all
records.
that's why y'all music kind of was.
That's
geared
why
toward
we was.
women.
That's why we had Jerry curls. That's why we had them suits on. We trying to get laid and have some fun. Okay.
Let me ask you one. It's just one thing I want to know, bro. What was up with that era with all the?
We got that shit from Tour de France, man. That shit was the hottest shit in the club at the time, man. Look at Kraftwerk. All Wrecking Crew, Egypt.
that's why
Egyptian
I say
Lover,
a lot of our shit was dance records.
Wrecking Crew, Egyptian Lover, fucking out of New York, Soul Sonic Force. That was the shit. That and vocoders, okay? The mechanical shit. That's all. That was the musical sound. That was like our fucking version of goddamn auto tune, okay? It was like that. That was our shit for that era, okay? Everybody has something they do different in every era, and for the dance sets at that time, everybody was breathing on their records, okay? If a nigga had asthma, he couldn't make a motherfucking record, okay?
That's what it damn sure sound like a nigga in the background just.
And see, and we got this shit we got it from Kraftwerk. Listen to Kraftwerk.
So when did you notice, as like you said, that was your era, when did you feel and notice that hip-hop, so to speak, started changing?
Hip hop started changing for us around 86, 87. Because we started in 82. I started in 82. But West Coast hip hop started changing around 86, 87. Because we may turn off the lights. That was around the same year that Dre them left right after turn off the lights and formed NWA. And y'all came up right behind them. So it was like the late 80s. And Ice-T had already done his thing. But even then, it hadn't officially changed over completely because we still was doing dances and shit. It was like we was in that curve. With that mix, it's still niggas still dancing, but they already just started banging. They still dancing, but they started banging. And all of a sudden, they stopped dancing and started banging. The whole thing just changed completely. And even when we would go on tour, when I first started going on tour, all we played was R&B groups. It was Wrecking Crew, fucking Mary Jane Girls, Morris Day and the Time, shit like that. Then around the second or third year, we started seeing Force MDs and other acts like that. Okay, because even the West Coast, even the East Coast acts were doing more like an R&B thing. You had the Force MDs and even Cool Mo D. Even though he was a rapper, his music was R&B music type. Okay, so by the time my last tour with NWA, I never forget, it was NWA, Eazy-E, Just Ice, and Ice-T, and World Class Record Crew. We the headliner. Because Turn Off the Lights is the hottest record of all this shit, right? Eazy and them just starting up. We just broke up. But Dre and Yella and them was with Eazy and them, and we on tour with all these gangsters. So I'm like, Jerry, I'm telling you, because Jerry Heller was my manager, I'm like, dude, how are we on this? This ain't going to work for us. Now, we had the biggest song. Wasn't nobody checking for Eazy and them like that just yet. They was only getting minimum wage, $1,500 now. I'm getting $7-8 grand. Okay? Ice-T he still was Ice-T. He always been Ice-T. He getting a little bit, probably get the same amount as I am, but because I had the biggest record, I was considered a draw at that time. But they had all these gangster acts on the show, and that's when the whole thing changed for us, because now you can't get laid after the show no more. You got to fight.
Oh, so
The whole goddamn thing changed. Huh?
There was a lot of bullshit in the tour.
Oh, it was bullshit then. By that time, I picked up Battle Cat, Richie Rich, and Mona Lisa to do Turn Off the Lights. So Battle Cat was a young 19-year-old kid straight out of the 60s, rolling with me on tour for the first time.
That's what I was going to say. Who did you get to replace Dre and Yella?
Battle Cat was replacing Dre. Richie Rich, he was with the Dream Team for a minute. And Mona Lisa, who sang Lovers in the first time, that's who the song was written for in the first place, ended up doing the song that Michelet's parts.
Is that right? So when Dre left, Michelet bounced too?
Yeah. Michelet was never part of the Wrecking Crew. She was just like a work-for-hire type situation. She was...
You know, I watched her movie. I think I called you because I was at home watching her I think her movie was on BET.
It was one of them Lifetime movies.
Yeah, one of them Lifetimes. Yeah,
I
a lot
saw
of
it on
crying and shit and all that.
They had you and that motherfucker. I said, they got the homie up in here. I need to ask him, is this shit true?
Man,
you found her in the store?
Of all the shits, man, that was probably the biggest lie I ever told. Of all the shit I've ever done, niggas have lied on me in all kind of ways. They lied on me and Jesus all the time. And they lied on me more than they did Jesus, okay? And now she did work at a store, but I was not walking through no goddamn store looking for a pair of socks. I didn't wear fucking socks, man. I just showed y'all that for the goddamn, I didn't wear socks that much. So they then they had me smoking cigarettes, pacing outside the studio, waiting for her to get off the bus. Man, that's some bullshit. Anybody know, any woman that work with me gonna get a ride to and from the goddamn studio.
And they had it like you was intervening in her and Dre's little issues.
Dude, when they started fucking around, I didn't know they was fucking around. I didn't know they was fucking around until after they left.
Wow.
Whole different situation, Doc.
So let me ask you this, Lonzo. Dre had met her through y'all interactions up in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. I thought that might have been his chick or something like that.
I mean, dude, Michelet was like 18. She just graduated high school, and she would come to the studio, hang out sometime, but she didn't hang out with the fellas all the time. Sometimes she'd go on the pad, kick it with Rose and D and them.
Mm-hmm.
He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose then would be around the pad. Were you there? Yeah, Rose, yeah, that's right. You had Tanya, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I forgot about that shit.
Shut up, Lonzo.
Lonzo telling the homie.
He don't know. I tell you, nigga, I know all the goddamn dirt, okay? Now he fixing his hat now, see? I didn't hit a nerve. Anyway, she was kicking in the pad a lot of times, and usually I'd get up, either me or one of the fellas would get up and take her home. I had no idea her and Dre had any kind of interaction.
So you never saw none of this. I like to be careful on what you say.
Yeah, because I'll be telling you about what you be questions.
I don't want to become that type of messy-ass podcaster. You know what I mean? Putting out shit, but...
Yeah, because we always got to keep his ass off of certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he likes to, walk that thin line sometimes.
The alleged abuse that was going on at the time, you never saw.
Never saw it.
Never saw none of that.
Never saw it. Never saw it.
That was something, because I know these movies have a tendency.
That's that Lifetime shit, man. You got to be tearjerkers and shit, man. Come on.
You got to remember also, at that time, excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing. At that time, At my house, nobody drank except for Slip. Them. I didn't see no 8 Ball till the nigga showed up.
Yeah.
To the
Them
gangster
niggas
niggas
come with
showed
8
up
Ball
all
and all
the
kind of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
Dre and them didn't drink. We didn't even smoke weed or nothing. These youngsters brought all the bad habits to my house.
Yeah, we came with the gangster shit.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster